In life, we all want things to feel fair. We want effort to be rewarded, kindness to be returned, and dreams to come true on time. But for most people, almost 90%, life doesn't work that way. Good people struggle. Hard workers fall behind. And sometimes, it feels like no matter how hard you try, life keeps pushing you back. Many people watch motivational videos searching for hope, yet they still feel tired, disappointed, and quietly angry at the world. Why? Because they believe life owes them fairness. But stay with me until the end, because this story will change the way you see unfair moments forever, and it may give you peace when life feels hardest. In a small countryside town lived a young man named Lucas. Lucas wasn't lazy. He wasn't careless. In fact, he worked harder than most people his age. He dreamed of building a stable life, helping his parents, and proving to himself that he was capable. But Lucas had one habit that slowly drained him. He constantly compared his life to others. Every night, he watched motivational videos. Every morning, he promised himself, tomorrow will be different. Yet weeks passed, then months, and nothing seemed to change. Others moved ahead. Lucas stayed where he was, and deep inside, frustration grew. Lucas tried again and again. He applied for opportunities, worked overtime, stayed disciplined, but somehow, things never worked out. Each failure felt personal. Each setback felt unfair. Late at night alone in his room, Lucas would ask himself, why them and not me? What did I do wrong? Does life even care how hard I try? Slowly, resentment replaced hope. He didn't just doubt his future. He doubted life itself. And one evening, exhausted and broken, he walked out of town with no destination in mind, just looking for answers. Near a quiet riverbank, Lucas noticed an old fisherman repairing his net. The man's movements were slow, calm, and deliberate. Lucas sat nearby, staring at the water. After a long silence, the fisherman spoke softly. You look like someone who believes life has treated him unfairly. Surprised, Lucas nodded and told him everything. The effort, the failures, the anger, the exhaustion. The old man listened carefully. Then he smiled and said, come back here tomorrow morning. I want to show you something life never explains with words. Lucas wasn't sure why, but he felt compelled to return. The next morning, the fisherman took Lucas out on a small boat. They cast the net into the river and waited. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. Lucas grew restless. Why aren't we moving to another spot? He asked. The fisherman replied calmly, because the river doesn't follow our expectations. Soon, the fisherman pulled up the net. It was empty. Lucas felt annoyed. See, that's exactly how my life feels. The old man smiled again and said, life is like this river. Some days you cast the net and catch nothing. Other days, you catch more than you can carry. He paused, then added, the mistake people make is believing effort guarantees immediate reward. He dipped his hand into the water and continued, life isn't unfair. It's neutral. It doesn't punish you, and it doesn't owe you. Then he said something Lucas would never forget. The river tests your patience before it feeds your hunger. If you quit when the net is empty, you'll never be there on the day it's full. Lucas felt something shift inside him. From that day on, Lucas stopped asking, why is life unfair to me? Instead, he asked, what is life teaching me right now? He kept working not with anger, but with patience. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. Some days were still hard. Some nets were still empty. But Lucas no longer quit. He no longer compared. He no longer demanded fairness, and slowly, opportunities appeared. Small ones at first, then bigger ones. Years later, Lucas stood in a place he once thought unreachable, not because life suddenly became fair, but because he became resilient. He learned to trust the process, even when the river was quiet, when life feels unfair. Remember, tease, life is not against you. It's shaping you. Empty nets are not failures. They are lessons in patience, strength, and trust. Stop asking for fairness. Start building endurance. If this story resonated with you, share it. with someone who feels lost right now, and tell us in the comments what life is teaching you. We'll meet again in the next story.